Thank you everyone for joining our Zoom class on YouTube. Today we are using an elegant writer to draw a stream. So the first step is to take the elegant writer pen, it's a calligraphy pen that is water soluble, and draw out your drawing. Then the next step is to take a brush with water and wet the sky by touching the black lines around the edges of the sky and just adding a bunch of water. That's all I'm doing. This is just water. If it's a little darker in some spots, I can just take a paper towel and blot it just a little bit and it'll lighten up. I'm just painting the sky by wetting the black lines that are next to the sky. These pens are pretty fun. Going around the pine trees in here, and then I'm going to give them a little splatter. Just a second, that's my next step. So that's my first step, and I'm going to go ahead and do my second step, which is just to splatter in these pine trees. And it gets some nice dark splotches. I wonder if we would just a spray bottle, a glumpy one. Oh yeah, I like that. So this spray bottle is a Windex original spray bottle. On the top it has an arrow. And these old Windex spray bottles make very chunky spray, not a nice smooth one. And it just made those pine trees just have that nice dark splotches. So that's the first step. The next step is the rocks. And on all the rocks, what I'm going to do is wet the bottom of each rock. I'll just start with this one. And then add a little water as it goes up, but I'm leaving the top of the rock white. Wow, that's some intense ink there. I'm going to do it for all of them, every single rock. So even like this one here. So I have a highlight at the top of each rock where there's no, it's the white paper is showing. I don't know what that is. Breaking my rule. I'm going to pause it and finish these up. The next step is to add a shadow up the big tree trunks. So in order to do that, you have to decide what side your light is shining from. And I left a lot of white at the top right of my rocks. So now what I'm going to do is leave the right-hand side of my trees white, like that's where the sun is coming from. So I'm going to take when I take my brush, I'm going to wet the left side. So the side the sun is shining on, I'm leaving white, and the side in the shadow, I'm wetting. And getting that to blend over the blend. But leaving that far right white. So there's not just a few brush strokes to do this. I'm wetting my left side.
Are you glad to be home? Yeah. So who's there?
The next step is going to be to speckle in on these horizontal lines. So I'm just going to put a few more horizontal water lines in my water now. So I have a bunch so you can really see the fun part that's going to happen. That's quite a few there. Good. So the next thing is to flick. I'm going to actually just twist my paper, because when I flick my brush now, I'm going to make the water fly off my brush and lines going this way. Right in, I'm trying to hit these black horizontal lines. There, I had a good couple flicks on that one. And the water's going straight. I'm making like little streams. Oh, that was a good one. And what this is going to make it look like is little ripples, little bubbles, little bumps. Now twist this around. It looks a little bit messy, but the next step is to just take your brush and do some horizontal lines with it, especially right under the rocks. Does it look like water? Kind of. Looks sort of messy. Dab some of those up. When you dab them up, it leaves the little purple color behind. I think I'm going to try and sign my name in this one because I have this nice wet green spot right here. It's wet and I'm pushing in with my bamboo signer, but it didn't really go into the cracks, so I think I'll help it out a little bit. Oh, that's got a lot of color. So you can elect to be done right now, or you can add more color from your palette. And I'm going to be adding more color. So before you can add more color from your palette, you need to mist it with a very fine mister bottle. This is not my Windex bottle. This little bottle here has a very fine little tube. So when I squirt with it, it's very, very light. And what it's going to do is stop the black lines from working more, going out more, making big blobs when I add more color. You can't see it landing, but I'm squirting it and it is misting onto the paper. Now I'm going to mute it and dry it.
How do you fix the rocks without getting the spots in the water?
I'm just going to blot out the spots.
Okay.
After I do that. So I still have a little bit of quinacridone gold because I think Nina gave me a tube of it. And I'm just going to start with that in the water. That's kind of pretty. Quinacridone gold is, I wish this color car would come back so they'd start making this as a watercolor paint again. Oh, it's so bright. What fun is that? My little Karen didn't work very well. I like where it's the paper's white and then the orange or the quinacridone gold goes over it. It's nice and bright. So all your water strokes have to be horizontal. All right, there's some gold water in there. That's quite bright. I like it though. Another streak in there. Oh, I like that too. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to try some French on these rocks and see if I like it. And I'm going to try to splatter. I got it all over my new shirt. I don't know why I wear new clothes when I paint. Every single time I always am just making new painting clothes. I kind of like the French in there. I have to remember what, I forgot what side my sun was coming from, and I just darkened all the right side of my rocks, even though I should have been doing that to the left side. I'll just fix that. I'll just fix that right up. I do like the splatters. See if I can keep it off my shirt. I'll move far away. Oh, I got all in the sky. Lots of butterflies. It would have been probably good to put a paper towel down. Protect that. Oh, that's getting more fun to look at. Okay. Tree trunks. I'm gonna do French with a little bit of sepia in it and run it down the side of these trunks. Whoa! Scratch across a little bit so they're like aspen. I just take my brush and scratch over that. I get all the little lines like it's an aspen tree. That's simple. Now, that's getting dramatic. And then finally, I feel like I need something in those, in the pine trees behind those birch trees. And I'm almost thinking green. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make green with my quinacridone and French ultramarine blue. It makes something called undersea green. And I'm just going to see how that looks. Because that way I'm not adding any new colors. I'm going to leave my whites. I think that was a good choice because I don't want to have a green that doesn't match the rest of the painting.
So the color green was, what did you put?
Do you have quinacridone gold?
Well, you told us how to make it.
I think I just have a couple touches left. I'm going to try to add a few more green spots in this part of the fir trees or pine trees right in here. And then I managed to somehow, well, I know exactly how I got this green right here. I had quinacridone gold and French together and it made that sort of a green rock. And I don't want a green rock. I want it to be blue like the rest of them. So I just lifted that out. I'm going to do a quick dry on that. Just going to add a little bit of pure French ultramarine blue to this one rock here so that it matches the other rocks. And I'm going to stop. Beautiful. Yeah, you have, yeah, it's beautiful. Your water looks really watery and your birch trees are nice and light. They have a good capture of the light. I like the grasses behind that one set of rocks. Yep, you did a beautiful job.
Thank you. Yeah, this rock was way too big and way too blank, so I added that in at the end.
I like it.
The grass. Thank you.
Good save.
Pretty.
Beautiful. It's a great composition, and I love your water. Yeah, you can easily just be done if you want to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about it.
Got it too close.
Ah,
See?
well, I don't know. I can't see where the spray ruined anything. It looks beautiful.
Oh,
I love the gold in your water. You did a nice job mixing that up yourself. And I like that soft, blurry look to your trees in the background behind the birch trees. That's
what I
a
got.
great, What?
That's what I got the sprayer too close to it and it all went all over the place. So you see my purple tree, I tried to lift that.
You
So
know,
I
I
think-
think it has a nice feel, even though it isn't what you were going for.
Okay, thanks.
It seems like there could be more gray on that other side of that tree though, where you're worried about it being
Where all
blurred.
the-
On the other side of the big tree, it's not there. There's nothing on the other.
Oh, over here,
Yeah,
that big.
what do you think,
Yeah.
Mary?
Well, there is a little bit that's poking out. You could do a little bit more right in there.
Okay.
Look at your green in your water. What a good idea that was. It kind of looks like, I don't know, I want to say sort of like a Arctic or a high Sierra lake with that green. And then, yeah, no, it's lovely. I think you have the same thing Getty has where you sort of have some blotches in your trees.
Yeah, that's
your
where I
pine
started.
trees. Put some of that same blotch on the far, well, I'm looking at it right now. It's my
Right there,
No, not so much there on the other side, the way other side.
right.
Above
There?
your, right in there. Some
Okay.
blotches there.
Okay.
Two little guys, very dramatic. I like them. I really like the whites in your rocks on your trees and your rocks. That really looks good right in there. That focal point's beautiful. Yeah, that's nice. It's a nice painting. And let's see your other one. It's very dramatic and I like the pink speckles all over.
Well, I tried to paint the flowers with paint instead of water,
Yeah.
but it turned purple, which was okay because that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Then I added the pink speckles just because, I don't know, it was kind of boring at the top.
Yeah. It's good. It is darker than how they really look, but I had that problem too. And you know, it's a dramatic painting. I like it.
You have to
In focus for you?
Yes, it is in focus. Oh, it's so interesting that you made those big rocks yellow. I like the feel of that. And
They're
your-
hills.
yes, they're golden hills. They are. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Very nice. Your first time with the pen. You did a great job.
Yeah. Boy, and then I have a little one too,
Let's see it.
a bookmark.
Okay.
My little finger hyacinth.
Oh,
nice.
That's
Neat.
nice.
Yeah, here,
I was inspired by Doris's little flowers. I thought they
Yeah.
were so pretty.
I
Those
can
little
smell those.
bluebell.
This is Chris's favorite for
Not-
Iris.
Yeah,
Looks like stained glass.
and this one's better than the other side, but this is before we even did the, really looking at how to do it. This is my today, but I only got the one flower because I'm not sure I want to even do the other flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're really pretty. The shading on that's wonderful.
Mm.
I might even cut that flower off.
Thanks everyone on YouTube for joining us on this fun lesson.